Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. Today I'm super excited to do this video because we are going to be talking about my favorite autumn lipsticks. I like the word autumn instead of fall because autumn sounds a little bit more like proper English and like interesting. I feel like in America we just like, it's called fall because leaves fall down. Besides all that, today I am going to be going through my favorite fall and or Halloween lipsticks. Look, I even said fall. But yeah, so I'm just going to be going through all of the tones that I think work really well. You don't have to use exactly these tones. I'm just going to be justifying them in my own collection for your benefit so that maybe you can strategize in your own way. Also, I apologize for the road noise today. It's really bad, but what are you gonna do? But first of all, a very special welcome to those of you who are new. My name is Kat, and I just really like being present in my collection. What that means to me is using my products in a creative and intentional way and inviting products into my collection in a creative and intentional way. If that sounds good to you, please be sure to subscribe for more videos like this, and let's get started. I am prepped with my rosebud salve from Smith's and a whole bunch of tissues so that I can wipe off whatever the heck I need to. I'm also doing this video a little bit different than other people because I'm going to be talking about the liners that I use with each of these products as well. These are just things that I already have in my collection, and this is how I use them. So I'm going to start from kind of like lightest and lightest coverage all the way to the darkest and the most difficult to remove. I did this black shimmery eyeshadow look so that I could have like a neutral that kind of goes with anything. There's that. We're going to start off with the Colourpop Luxe Gloss in the shade Health Kick. My friend Karina got this for me. Thank you so much, Karina. I really appreciate it. And it's just a pretty like sheer brown gloss. I actually don't have a lip liner that matches this perfectly. All of my brown liners are like very warm and kind of give me that like spaghetti mouth. So instead what I've been using is the Colourpop Lippy Pencil in the shade BFF. It's kind of my lips but better in that like it kind of is like a more cool and slightly deeper version of my lip color. So it gives like a really nice shadow effect. I'm not going to go outside of my lip lines at all today. I'm just lining the edges just to give a little definition. This is what I like to do with glosses. Okay, do you see how that kind of just added just the smallest amount of definition? Cat hair. Okay, it's got like a nice big fat juicy doe foot and a nice sticky formula. I can't tell if I hate it or love it, but I do like the color. It gives kind of like a nice rosewood effect, and it kind of acts as like one of my nudes for the fall. It's warm, it's rosy, I think it's flattering on anybody, and it's not too intense, but you're still like dipping your toe into like brown shades and into like that kind of 90s trend. If you're wondering why I'm looking over here, I have like a vanity mirror on this side, so I have to like turn and look that way. It's a whole thing. Next, this is the Colourpop and Disney Villains lipstick in the shade Hades. I think it's discontinued. I just really love the packaging because it's like, it's got like all of the drawings, and I just think that is so cute. So the lip liner that I'm going to be using for this is from LA Girl, and it is their Perfect Precision lip liner, and it is in the shade Flesh. It's kind of this like warm tone. Oh, by the way, the lipstick is also a warm tone. It's almost an orange, but it's still got just a slight bit of pinkiness to it, which I think makes it kind of accessible. I like to use this as like one of my nudes for the fall. So as you can see, this is a shade that honestly it could be used year-round. I just really like to use it for the fall because it's got the Disney Villain branding on it. It goes really well with like other warm-toned eyeshadows. For the fall, I really like using warm-tone neutrals as opposed to cool tones or neutral tones. That's what I like. Say a little prayer for my lips. Next is one that I got in an Ipsy bag, and this is from About Face. This is Halsey's makeup brand, and it is the Paint It lip color. It's matte, and it is in the shade Last Good Night. It's this really like cool toned mauve color, but like if you just want something that's like really toned down, still kind of edgy, just very chill, I think it would go really beautifully with like a green grungy eye. Whew. Don't even talk to me about green grungy eye. guys. For the liner, I like to use this Ofra lip liner in the shade Silk. I also got this in an Ipsy bag like 8 years ago. Okay. As you can see, it's like almost a lavender on my lips. It's still got a little bit of rosiness to it, so it doesn't look like too dead. Maybe that's what you're going for. I kind of like it for the autumn because, like I said, it goes with a lot of like grungier looks. I don't know, it makes me think of like death a little bit, but like in a good way. Is that messed up? Okay, anyway. I also have to say it's a very comfortable formula. I think that my one thing I don't like about it is the smell. It smells kind of medicinal. Next, ooh, I love this next lip color. I love it so much. It is so good, and the problem is, I don't know if it's discontinued or not, but it's like the perfect fall shade. Okay, so this one is from e.l.f. It is their Seriously Satin lipstick, and it is in the shade Cider. It is literally the perfect name for this shade. It's almost a terracotta, but like, I don't know, it just gives me those apple cider vibes. It's so good, and this is so comfortable. It's like one of those really creamy type formulas. I love it. The liner that I use with this one is from Milani, and you can tell I really like drugstore products for the lips. They just have good stuff. I can't help it. The Milani Color Statement lip liner in the shade Spice. Look, we've got Spice and we've got Cider. It's perfect. So it's a nice like brownish shade that has a lot of red to it still. I will say, usually I fill in the entire lip, but I'm wanting you to see the lip color and like the type of coverage that it has, so I'm not filling in my entire lip with lip liner. But I do recommend that as a hack to make your lipsticks last a lot longer throughout the day. Freebie! It's not scented either, which is kind of nice. But look at that color. It's just like the warm toned autumn of your dreams. It's so pretty. I love it. I literally just want to sit here and stare at my lips. Props to e.l.f. on that one. I'm going to go ahead and put on a little bit of lip balm. Don't worry, we will blot it off before we put on the next one, which is the Wet n Wild Megalast Stained Glass Lip Gloss, and this is in the shade Reflective Kisses. It's so tiny on the bottom there. It's ridiculous. This is such an interesting formula because it is a gel lip gloss that actually stains your lips at the same time. This sort of thing has been coming out just kind of here and there. So I can see this being something that becomes really, really popular as we go on because people really like glosses, but they love the staying power of liquid lipstick. So imagining a liquid lipstick that stains, that is also kind of glossy in its finish, comfortable in the wear, I mean, it's a win-win-win situation. I think it's a great way to explore colorful lipsticks and colorful glosses in like a really safe way. And I really like this shade Reflective Kisses because it's kind of a more relaxed, soft red. I really enjoy shades like that. When it comes to lip liner, I don't have like a perfect match for this, so I'm just going to use very lightly the NYX lip liner in the shade Plush Red. I love that name for some reason, just the word plush. Oh, I didn't realize I felt that way about it. Blotting off that lip balm, and then I'm just gonna line very, very lightly, that way it doesn't affect the color too much. It definitely feels very gel-like. It looks a little bit more yellow toned on camera than it is in person. In person, it's almost a hibiscus kind of color. It's almost got a coral undertone. I think it's beautiful for like an off red, you know what I mean? And I really like shades like that that kind of are a different take on something that we think we've seen. Let me show you what it looks like when I blot it. And there you go. There's it with the majority of the product taken off. The top has kind of like a thinner layer than the bottom does. So you get an idea of like the level of pigmentation that you can get out of it, but you don't have to. Let's remove this puppy if we can. That's only been on for like 2 minutes and it's that stained. Ooh, it's pretty good. I'm really not sure how this is gonna look. So to get rid of this kind of pinky color that stain left behind as it's stained, I'm going to use the Milani lip liner again in the shade Spice, but I am going to fill in my entire lip. The reason that I'm doing that is that this next shade is a little bit more sheer, and that product is from House Laboratories, the Laureate lip gloss in the shade Chaser. It's got kind of an interesting shaped doe foot. I call it like a claw foot because it kind of bends. It makes it really easy to hug the lips on one side and then to kind of like get the top lip on the other side. But this is, it's a brown, but it's kind of a red based brown, and it's got like a magenta sparkle on the top. It's really fun. I like the formula too. So I really like this shade because it is a red based brown, and I think that looks a little bit more lively on multiple different skin tones than like a purple based brown, which is kind of what they used in the 90s, and it kind of looks sick. I think it just looks a little bit more flattering on multiple different skin tones, but you do have to still be a little careful because sometimes these red tone kind of browns can trick you into thinking that they're red or pink tone when really they're orange toned, and so they can look a little bit like a spaghetti stain if you don't have the right lip liner, or if you run outside of the lips, or if they're just the wrong color for you. It just depends on what effect you're going for. I really like kind of like a romantic, more mature, but still kind of bold effect, and so that's what I try to achieve. But if you want a spaghetti stain, you go for it, girl. As you can see, we're getting a little bit darker, a little bit more colorful, and a little bit more bold with our shades. So I hope you're enjoying it because we're about to get a lot crazier. So this next product it's kind of an interesting formula. It's kind of a liquefied lipstick. It's not a liquid lipstick because it doesn't dry down, but it calls itself a gloss. It's the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Matte Gloss in the shade Rouge Envy. And as you can see, it's that kind of like plush red color. I really like using magentas in the fall. I think that it is a fall color to me. I really like jewel tones and, you know, off tones, kind of tertiary colors in the fall. It's so pretty. I'm going to use again that NYX lip liner in Plush Red because I think it's just the perfect magenta color. And what I really like about this is the applicator. It's kind of that diamond shape. Makes it really, really easy. It's not quite red, but it's not quite pink. That's just my jam, man. I love it. Next is a shade that's kind of like, So this is from Belle & Argent. It is a silver screen inspired brand. As you can see from the Art Deco packaging, I have to talk about the packaging. This is their Auteur Creme lip color in Smoking on Screen. Whew, it's lovely. It's so vampy and so classic and so beautiful. It's a shade that's been around since like the 1920s, okay? Everybody's been wearing burgundy since the beginning. With this, I'm going to be using the NYX lip liner in the shade Auburn. I feel like an ugly stepsister when I do that. I love this shade because it's not purple, it's not red, it's not pink, it's not brown. It's like the perfect marriage of all of those. I love it. It just makes me feel like so glamorous. It not only works for the autumn, I feel like it also works for the winter as well because it's kind of got that like coolness to it. It's a little bit more serious, a little bit more bold. I feel like this is like a beautiful, like another one of those off red colors. I don't want to take it off. I don't want to take it off. Next, I think it's like my first like liquid lipstick that I ever owned. This is from NYX. It's their Liquid Suede Cream Lipstick. And this is in the shade, I believe it's Cherry Skies. Ooh, don't you just want to slap it on right now? So I'm going to keep using that Auburn lip liner with this one. Just giving myself some boundaries. Kind of like a weird like paddle doe foot. Every time I see this lipstick in my collection, I think, why haven't I decluttered this? I've got Smoking on Screen. Aren't they basically like the same thing? But then I actually swatch it and it looks so different to me. This one I think is a lot more of like that velvety red color. Like this one I think definitely falls under the red category, and I love it. Now we're getting into like the crazy colors, okay? Like y'all thought these were crazy up until this point. Yeah, not even prepared. Now let me preface with saying it's only been in the past couple of years that I've really gotten into super bold lip colors for the fall. And by bold, I mean like off blacks. Basically, I wound up buying 2 shades that year, and since then I've bought 2 shades this year. So over the past 3 years, I've bought 4 different like almost black shades. So this first one, it was not the first one that I bought. It's actually one of my latest ones. But I was inspired to buy this one because I keep seeing the advertisements for the Kaleidos Cloud, I think they're called the Cloud Lab lip clays. They have one in the shade Agave. It is like such a beautiful like turquoise. I mean, agave is the perfect name for it. And I was like, oh my gosh, that peacock green, like teal color, I just think that's so cool. But they were, for the longest time, only selling them in a set. And I was like, I'm not going to pay $35 to only use like 1 or 2 lipsticks in the set. So I was like, I'm not going to buy that. And so before they released them as singles, I went ahead and I bought this one because it also kind of went viral. And this is the NYX Shine Loud lipstick, liquid lipstick, I guess, in the shade Self-Taught Millionaire. And it's that deep peacock blue. I hope that the shade is showing up correctly. It really is more of a dark blue, although sometimes it does look black. So I'm gonna show you how this looks. They don't have one that exactly matches it. I just went ahead and bought the NYX Suede matte lip liner in the shade Ace. This lip liner is actually a little bit too gray and a little bit too light for this lipstick. I'm going to go ahead and cover my entire lips because without it, this pink that's on my lips is definitely going to show through because this is not the most opaque, you know, and like even liquid lipstick of all time. This one also has that like doe foot applicator, but it's kind of like a duck foot. It's like bent a little bit, and it's got like I don't know if you can see it. It's got like a little divot in the middle, if you can see that. So it's a really weird shape. I don't really like it. I wish it was just like a regular diamond because I think this holds too much product in it. So as you can see, I had to let it dry down a little bit. It's very, very tacky as it's drying down. Now it's not so bad, honestly, but if you get it like right before it's dried down, girl, it's gonna stick and it's gonna pull up. The thing that I think made this product really kind of unique and really go viral is this idea that it's not the first time that this has been done, but they have this gloss that's included with it that it's kind of like a lip oil type texture that causes this to be a glossy formula, but it stays with the staying power of a liquid lipstick. Very, very interesting. This one doesn't have like the alcohol feeling. I call it the wrapping paper texture. It doesn't like, you know, your lips together and make them like super wrinkly, which is really nice. It's actually a nice liquid lipstick. I don't hate it. I'm going to add this gloss on top and I'm going to show you how kiss proof it is. Overall, I really like this product. It just breaks down pretty quickly. It's not like the longest lasting liquid lipstick. It's a little bit difficult to work with. As you can see, like I actually pulled some of the lipstick off already. It does give you that whole situation down there, but I do think that it's fun and it's nice. It works, you know, as it says it's gonna work. It's just not the most like long-lasting thing in the world. I really want lip liners for these puppies. I think that would really improve the staying power because you wouldn't have to bring the liquid lipstick all the way out to the edge and risk it breaking down on the edge of your lipstick, and also you wouldn't have to worry about it not being the smoothest, most opaque thing in the entire world because your lip liner would kind of like fill in the gaps. I also wish that they sold this gloss separately so that, I don't know, I just feel like this has to be reapplied multiple times throughout the day, whereas the liquid lipstick probably doesn't. Plus, it's just a nice clear gloss. I don't see why they wouldn't, you know, just sell it on its own. I think that would be a good product choice for them. I quite like the color though. I think that it's like bold, but it doesn't, because it's not like a cool tone blue, it's actually quite a warm tone blue, almost a green. I think that it does flatter my skin tone, and I think that would flatter multiple people's skin tones because teal is kind of the direct complement to most people's skin tones. Most people fall in the kind of peachy. Peach is actually red-orange on the color wheel. If you come directly across the color wheel from red-orange, you have, boom, blue-green, which is what we call mint, turquoise, teal, all that fun stuff. If you're looking for a blue lip color, I definitely think I would start with a turquoise or a teal type shade rather than like a yellowy green or a really cool toned blue. It's just so fun. I feel like Kelly Doty from Ink Master. Bop, 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 bop to the top. Okay, so next is this little beauty combo. So this one was actually my first faux black lipstick that I got. It's the NYX Liquid Suede, that formula again, and it is in the shade Oh Put It On. And I got the lip liner, the suede lip liner, in the same shade. Oh my gosh, I'm getting like tongue-tied. I love that NYX does that. I think that's one of their strengths as a brand, is having liners that perfectly match their lip colors. I wish every single brand would do that because, I mean, that's what I like to buy. I like to buy stuff that perfectly matches. This is such a comfortable like liquid lipstick formula because it doesn't 100% dry down, but it dries down enough that it's almost like the same staying power as like a matte bullet lipstick, which I think is really nice. I just really wanted something that was like still Halloween-y, still, you know, it's still very bold, but it had definitely like a warm base as opposed to like a cool purple base or even just like a colorless black base. I feel very confident in it. It's so fun to me. Love this color. Don't you just love it? The same year that I bought this, everything comes in twos plus for me. I bought another faux black that year, and that was the NYX Glitter Goals liquid lipstick in the shade Oil Spill. It's a dark, dark blue, and it's got kind of like blue and purple glitters in it, which is, it just gives a really cool like magical effect. And one of my favorite ways to wear this is over this Oh Put It On liquid lipstick. Oh, it's got a very butterscotch scent. Interesting. This one dries down, and so it does kind of crumble off on the inside of the lips, so it's nice to have something a little bit creamier to put on underneath it. That way I don't have to go all the way to the edges of the lips with it. I can just kind of put it in the center. So as you can see, it just gives a little bit of shine. It gives a little bit of something extra to that purple color underneath. Let me show you what it looks like by itself. I'm just going to do a black lip liner for this one. This is the NYX Suede Lip Liner in the shade Alien. I think that this navy blue with the glitters on top, this kind of like midnight blue, it's so special, and it's so interesting, and I think it's different than just a regular old black. And while this one is cool tone, I don't know, there's something about it that still retains that liveliness. I guess because it's not totally black and it's got a little bit of texture to it, that it kind of adds a little something different that isn't just blank. I'm gonna be honest, I'm kind of getting inspired to do like a magic themed makeup tutorial. Last but certainly not least, sweetenly not least, my black lipstick, the Black Mamba. This is the NYX Suede lipstick in the shade Alien, and it was the only like true black lipstick that I could find at a drugstore price point. They just don't have blacks except for like basically NYX. You do what you gotta do, I guess. So we're gonna be using the Suede lip liner in Alien, of course. So this one is very interesting because it's not like a matte formula. I think that suede matte is a good way to describe it. It's almost a satin matte. It's kind of demi matte. I don't think it's got like the best coverage in the world, but it's definitely not the worst. It's pretty dang good for like a $6 lipstick from the drugstore, okay? It's not like a black, it's like a charcoal. I kind of like it. What I want to try is, I want to try something that Raw Beauty Christy says she always does, which is to put a clear gloss on top of a black lipstick. The woman inspires me. I'm going to take my Essence Shine liquid lipstick, or I'm sorry, lip gloss. I'm going to wipe it on the back of my hand so that I don't get it dirty with this black, because that would be disastrous. And I'm going to take a little bit of that. I just feel like it's instantly running everywhere. It's alright. So y'all, that concludes my favorite autumn lipsticks for 2021. I hope that you enjoyed kind of our journey from like the lightest to the darkest. I hope that this kind of inspired you to sort of dig in your own collection, or maybe add something to your collection, because it's fun to play with makeup, and I think that any of these would go with like a really nice like super bare lid where you just kind of like pile on some lashes and then you just slap on a bold lipstick, and that's really all that you need. I love eyeshadow centered looks, but there's something to be said about a bold lip centric look. I think that all of these contribute really well to those kind of like cozy and also kind of grungy fall vibes. I just love all of the magic. You know, I feel like fall is this season when the magic starts to wake up, and each season has its own type of magic, right? And I definitely feel that fall is definitely the more mysterious autumnal magic. Magic is like one of my favorite words of all time. I just need like a little, you know, a painting that just says magic. But yeah, I hope you really enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave a thumbs up. It helps me out a lot. And if you want to see more videos like this, just let me know. I really like going through makeup seasonally. That's kind of the way that it adds a rhythm to my life, and it kind of just makes more sense to me artistically as well. I love getting inspired by the changes in the seasons. So let me know if you do the same thing with your makeup, or if you just kind of wear the same thing all year round, or if you just mix it up all year round. I'd love to hear from you on that subject. Look at that. There it goes. Oh, great. I don't like it. I don't like the glossy black. Let me know which one of these lipsticks was your favorite and your least favorite, because I just want to know. I love hearing that kind of stuff, like differences in opinions and like why. You know, that's just interesting to me. We're all different. Thank you again so much for being here, and I really hope to see you in my next video. Bye! More lipstick. It just keeps coming. It just keeps coming. Oh, look, there it is. It's all over me. It's all over me. I don't like it. It's just running down my throat. This accent has changed as much as my lipstick has in this video. Bye.